Hello, everybody. Hello. Um, it's that time of year again. You know, that time of year when schools send home notices suggesting that your child attend a summer reading program to catch them up in the reading. Hello, I'm Norma Jean. I am the founder of Time to Shine Teaching and Coaching. I have been in the business of supporting children in their learning, particularly their reading, spelling, and printing for over 20 years now. I love what I do. I'm so grateful. Every day I wake up grateful that I have the opportunity to help kids overcome their limiting beliefs about themselves. So let's talk a little bit about those traditional summer reading programs that schools often recommend to parents. And I want to preface this by saying that I was a parent who received those letters. I was the parent whose gut reaction to those letters was, oh no, this is bad. I have to sign them up. Both my children got those letters early on, grades 1 and 2. And I'll get back to what the summer reading program was, that experience was like for them in a bit. But first, here's the thing. Many of these programs simply use the same methods that were used in the classroom all year long. Now, if those methods didn't work for the child during the school year, then why would they suddenly work during the summer? It just doesn't make sense, does it? On top of that, these programs can be a huge drag for kids. I mean, imagine being sent back to school during the summer while all your friends are outside playing and enjoying the break, or they're going off camping with their families, and it can really make a child resentful and feel like they're missing out on all the fun. And let's not forget about the conditions in those classrooms. I mean, it's summer, right? It's hot. And those classrooms can become sweltering hot. Now, you tell me, who can concentrate and learn effectively in that kind of an environment? It's not exactly conducive to a positive learning experience, is it? Right? So it's no wonder that these traditional summer reading programs often fall short. They're using the same methods that didn't work during the school year. They take away from the much needed summer break and time with family, really limiting when and what families can do. Again, I know this from personal experience. And the learning conditions are less than ideal. So as parents, I think we should be asking ourselves if there's a better way to support our children's learning during the summer, one that doesn't make them feel like they're being dragged back to school against their will. So let me just tell you a little bit about my son's experience. So first of all, it was my older son. He was in grade 1. His brother was only in kindergarten. His brother didn't have to go. Can you say resentment? His teacher was a lovely person, I think, but she had zero experience teaching children to read. She'd obviously just been handed a curriculum to use, but she really didn't know or understand the mechanics of learning to read. That particular year, they were focusing on fluency, right? Which is that ability to read with speed and accuracy and smoothness. It's like the rhythm and flow of reading. So when someone has developed reading fluency, they can read text effortlessly, quickly, and with proper expression. But in order to practice that, you must be reading material that is well below the person's reading ability. Otherwise, they're working too hard to decode to be able to read fluently. That's reading fluency 101. So one day I came to pick him up, and all the kids were packing up. He was the last kid, and he was reading with the teacher. And she had a book that had some words, and some of the words were represented in pictures. I can't remember what those are called. But anyways, it was too hard for him. And I could tell when I first walked in from the expression on his face that something wasn't okay. And as I watched, it became clear what wasn't okay, because she was saying to him, Cannon, you have to go faster. Faster, Cannon, faster. And I wasn't a reading specialist at that time. I did work in the school system, but I wasn't a reading and spelling specialist at that time. But even so, I knew intuitively that what she was doing was wrong. And I let her finish, which I probably shouldn't have, but we got out to the car and he burst into tears. And I just thought, wow, I'm sending him here so that he can improve, so that he'll feel better about himself going into grade 2. And all that's happening is he's feeling worse about himself. And I can't even imagine the damage that it's going to do to his self-confidence. So I called the school the next morning and said, yeah, my son won't be returning, which, you know, they weren't happy about, but oh well. So what's the answer? If your child is behind in the reading, it's likely because they haven't been receiving the explicit, direct instruction in a multisensory way that addresses what they need in order to learn in their learning style. So they would be much farther ahead with a one-to-one approach, and it would only require a few days a week, not 5 days a week in a sweltering classroom for half the summer. So I really suggest that you consider something like that for your child. If you want more information, send me a DM. I'm actually, as we approach summer, I'm actually considering starting a couple of reading groups, small reading groups, to help kids get caught up so that when they go back to school in September, they're feeling more confident. And you know, I don't think I've mentioned this for a couple of weeks, but I've also finished creating my level 1 reading, spelling, printing program that I have called the REL learning method, which is the ripple effect learning method. And I named it that because I have seen over and over and over and over again the ripple effect that happens when a child goes from being unable to read to suddenly being able to read and spell with confidence. It affects all areas of their life in a positive way. And all those behaviors, the meltdowns, the homework struggles, the shutting down, the disruptive, impulsive behaviors, they all but disappear when a child feels confident. So anyways, I'd love to hear your experience with the summer reading programs. If you've had one, positive or negative, I'd like to hear it. And if you want to learn more about a one-to-one approach or a way that you can teach your child in a few hours a week instead of sending them off to a hot, sweltering classroom 5 days a week for half the summer, reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. So happy Thursday, everybody, and happy teaching. Have a great day.